local planning agency to order for the August 7th meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes, please?
Motion.
A second.
Motion to approve in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. First project is Kenai Properties LLC rezoning, K041009. It's quasi-judicial. Does anyone have any ex parte communication?
No, sir.
No. None of us have ex parte communication. Let the record show. Can I have everyone who's going to testify stand?
Mr. Chairman,
Okay. Oh, we need 2 sets of minutes? Okay, before we do that, we approved, which set would you want us to approve now?
We're going to be looking at July 17th.
Okay,
June 5th.
all right. So for the July 17th minutes, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll motion.
Jarrett, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let the record reflect that Mr. Hartman has shown up. All right, now we're on to first quasi-judicial, Kenai Properties LLC rezoning, K041009. Mr. Hartman, do you have any ex parte communication?
Nope. No, sir.
Okay. Are there any interveners?
Yes, there are.
All right. Mr. Levine, I take it? Yes, sir. Okay. So does Mr. Levine need to be sworn in?
Yes, if Mr. Levine is giving testimony, he will need to be sworn in with the witnesses for the applicant as well.
At the moment, can I reserve my right to speak later, a little bit later?
So you'll have an opportunity to speak when we have an intervener. Staff will give a presentation. The applicant will give a presentation. You have the ability to question both the applicant and staff, and then you make your presentation last.
So
Sure.
why don't you get sworn in?
But everybody gets sworn in, yes.
Okay, everybody stand who's going to give testimony?
Please raise your right hand. Oh.
Not public comment,
Not
just
public.
testimony.
Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. Mr. Sinnott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, members of the LPA. I'm John Sennett, Principal Planner with Growth Management. A copy of my work history has been filed with the clerk. I'm presenting the Kenai Properties LLC rezoning. This is a request by Jared Gaylord on behalf of Kenai Properties for a proposed amendment to the county zoning atlas to change the zoning district classification for an approximately .82 acre site from HR2 Multiple Family Residential District to RS10 High Density Residential District. The RS10 zoning district is consistent with the site's current future land use designation of high density. The subject site is located at 18071 Southeast Country Club Drive, approximately 850 feet north of the intersection of Southeast Country Club Drive and Southeast Little Club Way North in Tequesta. Included with this application is a request for Certificate of Public Facilities exemption. The property is shown here in red. To the east and south of the property, you'll see the Little Club condominium. The undeveloped land to the north of the property is the Tanakita Boy Scout property. To the west of the subject site, across the street, is the North Passage subdivision. And farther to the southwest is the River Bend condominium and golf club. The subject site and the Little Club condominium property have the high-density future land use designation. To the north, the Boy Scout property has the institutional public conservation future land use designation. To the west of the property, across the street, you'll see the low-density future land use designation in orange. The subject site, as well as the Little Club property, is zoned HR2, Multiple Family Residential District. The HR2 district is a Category C district. The Boy Scout property is zoned PS, Public Servicing District. And the area to the west of the subject site is zoned RM5, Low Density Residential. There are two standard Category A zoning districts which implement the high-density future land use designation. Those are the RS10 district and the RM10 district. New PUD zoning is also an option for applicants. The applicant is requesting the RS10 district. These are the development standards for the RS10 and RM10 districts. The RS10 requires a minimum lot area of 4,500 square feet, minimum lot width of 40 feet, has a maximum density of 10 units per acre, maximum height of 40 feet, minimum open space of 50%. The RM10 district has similar standards. However, RM10 does allow some flexibility for lot area and lot width for zero lot line, townhouse, or multifamily developments. The RM10 district also allows a density bonus for sites demonstrating compliance with affordable housing criteria. Moving on to setbacks at the bottom. The proposed RS10 zoning district, for a one-story structure, the front setback would be 25 feet, rear setback would be 10 feet, side setback would be 5 feet. Again, the RM10 district has similar standards. For RM10, a one-story structure would have a side setback of 10 feet. Again, the applicant is requesting the RS10. These are the conditions supporting the RS10 district. RS10 is consistent with the site's existing future land use designation of high density. The site's location within the primary urban service district is compatible with the permitted uses allowed in RS10. The RS10 zoning district is compatible with the existing single-family and multifamily residential uses in the area of the site. Development review staff have found the Kenai Properties rezoning application to comply with all applicable regulations and the comprehensive growth management plan as detailed in the staff report. Staff recommends approving the request to rezone from HR2, multiple family residential district, to RS10, high density residential district. That concludes my presentation.
Does anybody have any questions? Rick?
No, sir.
Jarrett?
Nope. No, sir.
This is a mandatory rezoning?
It is not a mandatory rezoning. The HR2 district is a Category C, but this is not a mandatory rezoning.
Okay. And I just want to remind everybody, this is a application for zoning, not for a site plan. We don't discuss what could go there, whether it's houses, buildings, circuses. That's for another day. They're asking just for a change in zoning tonight, and that's the only thing this board will look at. Did I get that right, Ms. Elder?
So you can talk about the highest and best use under the proposed zoning, but you can't talk about things like access, traffic. It's going to cause more traffic on the road and things like that at this hearing. But you can talk about the highest and best use generally, but not specifics like you're talking about a site plan.
Okay. When we get to you, we can talk about that. Mr. Levine, do you have any questions at this point for the staff?
No, sir, only to ask that the scope of the.
If you're going to speak, you need to come to the microphone, please. Because you want to be on TV like the rest of us.
Thank you, sir. The only thing I wanted to mention is that the scope of this is very limited. It's only looking at the zoning aspect of it.
Correct.
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 Nothing else.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, does the applicant have a presentation?
Good evening, LPA members. Thank you for having us tonight. My name is Jared Gaylord, for the record. I am the attorney for Kenai Properties, LLC. I'm joined this evening by the Albrecht family, who are members of the LLC, and also Brooke Albrecht and Jonathan Albrecht, her husband. They're really the impetus for why we are here today. That's the genesis of this project. I know we're not supposed to talk about site plans and
Then don't.
developments, but I want to let you know why we are here, which I think is important to this rezoning request. The Albrechts met with county staff back in 2024, had a pre-application meeting, and they were hoping to split the lot. Really, the rationale behind that is because they would like to put a home site there for their single-family home. They'd like to homestead it.
We're getting into something we shouldn't get into?
And it's his hearing, so he's
Okay.
tainting his own hearing. He shouldn't talk about specifics generally, because no matter what, just to tell the board, They can say they're going to put a single-family home there, but they don't have to. So the board has to just understand that, if that makes sense.
And so the lot width requirement for the HR2 zoning district is 100 feet. The survey that we have shows that our lot width is 160 feet. So the question to county staff at that time was, how do we make this work? And the proposition was, what if we rezone it to RS10, has a minimum lot width of 40 feet? That allows us to split the lot. You can go homestead your property. The cell tower can remain on the south property. Everyone's happy, right? Fast forward to 2025, we had another pre-application meeting with the county, which confirmed that. We ran a title search to ensure that there wasn't a lot split prior to September of 1977. It confirmed that. And once that happened, we hit the ground running with our rezoning application. We've submitted that. We've sent out notices. I do have the list of notices and an affidavit for the clerk if they're ready. Thank you. And I'm really happy to answer any questions that either the LPA has or make any other comments or respond to the interveners. So I'm here at the leisure of.
Howard, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Jarrett?
Nope.
Rick?
Not a Mr. Gaylord, but back to Mr. Senate real quick.
Okay.
We got two choices. By right, they can do it RS10 or RM10.
Yes, those are the two districts that are compatible with
So we
the
got-
high-density future land use study.
Those are the only two choices we really have.
Yes, those are the standard Category A districts.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Levine, do you have any questions for Mr. Gaylord? You have to again come up to the microphone.
This came up just now, it was handed, and in earlier discussion, you had mentioned high-density public exemption,
I didn't, I think staff did.
or the staff did. Could I get an elaboration on that a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. Since this is just a rezoning, it's not authorizing any development on the property. This qualifies for Certificate of Public Facilities exemption. For example, on another site where they're proposing to put, a bunch of houses or commercial development, the developer would request a Certificate of Public Facilities reservation, and that's part of our review of concurrency. So this application is not authorizing any development, so it's an exemption.
Any other questions, Mr. Levine? For the applicant, really, it should be.
Not presently, no, sir.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to present anything to us, Mr. Levine, at this point? This is your one and only shot with us. Next Tuesday, sky's the limit.
I have a lot of things that I would like to raise, but they're outside the scope, particularly based on you all's description earlier. I think that'll be handled through site plans. I have a lot of individual type questions, but I don't think based on the scenarios and based on the description of what the staff had already done, it's any different than we'll ascertain through anything else. So, no.
Thank you, Mr. Levine, for being very reasonable.
Yes, sir.
Tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment. You will have 3 minutes to make your case. We will not be asking you questions. We will not be answering your questions. If we feel that there is a question that should be answered, we may ask staff at the end of public comment to answer that question, or we may say, why don't you see staff after the meeting? All right? This is your time to speak, not our time to interrupt your speaking. First one, Christine White. You have to come up to the microphone, Ms. White. And state your correct name for the record in case I messed it up.
Christine with a K, last name White.
Could you pull down the mic a little bit so we can get you?
Christine with a K, last name White. I would like to know if they had done an environmental study before this was done, because they bulldozed all the trees down that the deer and protected turtles were living in, that it's just leveled. And I don't think anybody took into account of the animals that live in that area. So that's what I would like to know, if there was done, if an environmental study was done. So I guess you can't answer that yet, so, okay, thank you.
Michael Sheeto.
answer that question from her or no?
Mr. Shito, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, I have 3 minutes. I have two questions. It said the lots is going to be divided into two sites, one for the building, for a housing, and then one part of the land is strictly for the tower that's there. Is that correct? So the lot will be split in two, or there'll be a house, which I was interested in how high that building can go. And is the tower on a separate, because it's .84, so let's just round it off to .4. So it's .4 acres assigned to the tower, and then the rest to the house. And is there a height limit on the house?
At this point, there is no house.
Right, we don't have a site plan. This
We
is,
have no site plan, so we can't tell you if there's going to be a house or the Empire State Building.
I got you. So it's a big, so there's,
This is strictly a zoning matter. And this is not a lot split at this point, is it?
no, right now it's one lot, so.
One lot that's getting the zoning, so
Right.
we can't tell you anything else.
We could tell you what the maximum height could be on that property based on the zoning.
the
And
question,
it's in the packet.
the question about the animals, though, in the survey, is that,
Sorry, sir.
got you. All right, I'm done.
Angelo Workinega. Please say it so that the world knows.
Workinger.
Ms. Workinger.
Probably pointless, but I guess my question is, we're all here today because it's currently, they want rezoning, and if I'm understanding this correctly, it's just to get additional footage? Nobody can answer my question, right? Okay.
Well, at some point, I may ask you to respond to that.
I'm just trying to figure out why we have to rezone. It sounded like, based on what this gentleman said, that they needed additional footage, but I don't know that I understand. I'm going to claim ignorance here.
Madam, may I help? Paul Schilling, Growth Management Director, for the record. We are here this evening to hear a rezoning application.
Okay.
The current zoning on the property is HR2, which is an older Category C zoning district established in 1967. Some of the development standards in that, as the applicant mentioned, is a 100-foot lot width. The property we're talking about this evening has a cell phone site on it with a lease area and buffers and so forth. And potentially in the future, the applicant is going to split that lot in a variety of configurations, but resulting in a single-family lot, hence the RS10 district. That RS10 district allows for a 40-foot width of the lot. We are not adding square footage to this lot. We are not talking about subdivisions on this property. We're talking about potentially establishing an RS10 zoning district that allows one single-family unit per that lot.
Okay, so one single-family unit, that's
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kathleen Lenahan.
That's me having to wait till next Tuesday.
Okay. Sharon McGinnis.
Hello. So my comment is about both applications that are being considered today. This application is inside the urban service boundary, and my question is, I don't understand, is once we've placed this category for the zoning change where the homeowner is asked for public facilities exemption, does that mean when they go forward, if they decide to put in a site plan or whatever it is, they'll always be exempt? Because in my estimation, we shouldn't be approving any zoning change within the urban service boundary without those people being required to come off of septic and sewer, as close as it is to some environmentally sensitive lands there in Tequesta, and be required to be on sewer and water. Now, the other property that is being considered as
I'm not
well.
going to talk about the other property right this minute.
You can talk about it at the next public hearing, but we can't bring it up during this public hearing because the applicant is not here.
Understood. So would you rotate my question back through for the next one?
Well, I will put it right here, and we'll call you up one more time.
Thank you. That's all I'm asking. So I don't know if you're able to tell me the answer to that question
Will
or
you
not.
please explain what a public, or do you want to do it, Paul?
Sure. A rezoning, this rezoning authorizes no vertical construction, nor does it authorize horizontal construction. The exemption is with respect to the public services. So this property, as I understand it, would be serviced just like the surrounding area from Encon and Tequesta. So
Understood. So understand that the area in that area there, even if they wanted to hook up to sewer, it would not be to Martin County. There's a separate entity, and that's why the exemption's in there.
the exemption has nothing to do with the
I-
separate entity.
I understand that, but I understand the answer to my question. Thank you.
So, okay, for rezoning, just so it's clear, you don't use public facilities. If you're rezoning a property, there's no building happening, so you don't need fire rescue, you don't need libraries, you don't need public services. And because you don't need them in a rezoning, you have an exemption. When you come forward with building on your property, like a site plan, you will get a reservation, because at that point, you're putting something on the property that's going to utilize public facilities. So that's why. So
I understand
Okay, thank you.
process doesn't require that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask the staff a question, sir?
Not right this minute, not during public comment.
So you can hold my question for the next.
I will.
Have an answer. No, I don't need it. I understand.
Oh, okay. I won't hold it then. Sharon McGinnis. Sharon McGinnis?
that was her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that was just me, but I won't be speaking at the other
All right.
the process now. Thank you.
Def McGill. D. McGill, I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I was just consorting with my fellow homeowners. Okay. The original application for a cell tower provided for a stealth tower. At this point, it is no longer stealth. Because of the violation of the original agreement, the property values inside Little Club have been negatively affected. Prior to approval for any variances, the owner has begun clearing the land without installing a barrier first. Currently, the property is being used for vehicle storage of a commercial ice cream truck. Based on the fact that the owner has paid no attention to the rules that are already in place, there is significant possibility that any future restrictions will also be ignored. Having shown no regard for current law, it should be decided that this owner does not have the right to claim a variance which would impose a significant burden on the neighborhood. Thank you.
Michael Nice, or Nice? Nice? I usually would just say Michael, New York State.
Yeah, that's true. I see it all the time. A couple things. First, I guess I want to thank Martin County for sending out the notification like they're supposed to. To all the people who were supposed to get the notification, nice picture, nice direction, very clear. Good job. So, thank you. The current future planning is approved. It's pre-approved for our S10. It's already in the future plan.
There are
True
two
or
zones,
false? Could I ask that question?
there are two, Paul, do you want to take it?
Sure, I'd be happy to. The current land use on the property is high density. That was established in 1980, somewhere thereabouts. The companion or potential zoning district is RS10. The current zoning on the property of HR was established in 1967, probably a little bit prior to the Little Club being established in the 70s.
Great. So if, for instance, they had bought the property after that point, would it already be in RS10?
Not necessarily.
So I'm just curious about what the criteria is for moving from a RH2 to RS10.
I'm gonna ask that we not keep asking questions, because it's sort of immaterial to what we're here for tonight. All right? That's why I didn't want to get involved, and I should have stopped it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna say that this group, Mr. Levine and your group, should really make an appointment to see growth management before Tuesday. I'm sure they will accommodate you. And that way you could have all these questions answered so that, you get your answers and not try to get them from the floor.
Okay, my comment would basically be, I don't know why, if it's already pre-approved, in other words, as part of the future use, why would, they would be charged with having to go from RE2 to RS10 if it's already in the future plan? So
That's the
that was
same
my
question
comment.
I ask myself every one of these meetings. Why in the world we have to do that?
But we do. Mr. Levine, you had a question?
Yes, sir, and I appreciate the challenge of addressing my group later on. But the one thing I did wanted to, and hopefully it's within the bounds and not that stuff, does the county have any history with an existing, can you comment on the existing, any existing properties with a house and a cell tower and the compatibility?
Are you asking staff that question as the intervener?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Staff, you may answer that.
I'm not aware of one. Paul Schilling for the record. So I'm not aware of one, but there is no prohibition to a property owner utilizing Article 10 to split a lot that was established prior to September of 1977 one time. In that regard, the land development regulations do not have a requirement or a prohibition on establishing single-family residences near a cell tower that I'm aware of.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That answers my question.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Mr. Levine, would you like to add anything else before I close out and come back to the board?
At the moment, no, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any other questions for the applicant or the board or the staff?
Mr. Chairman, may I?
Sure.
Someone had mentioned this, that there had been some vegetation removed, and there had been. We investigated that and determined that that was invasive and vegetation that is was conducted as part of also compliance being demonstrated with the current approval for the cell phone tower. So we have investigated that. Any other development on that site will have to, of course, meet, someone mentioned gopher tortoises. If there is a gopher tortoise there, that would be a FWC permit, and that would be identified as part of the building permit process. So as far as that investigation, it was closed.
And if they notice, if anyone notices something, should they contact your office or code enforcement?
They can contact our office, sure.
Okay? Growth management. Is there any other discussion by the board?
Nope.
Mr. Brown? Okay, I'm looking for,
Qualify for that.
pardon me?
Could you define notice something?
Well, if the,
We would want to make sure that it's something that potentially.
well, I didn't say it was something that was illegal. I just said if someone has a complaint about it, who should they contact?
Well, it depends on what the complaint is. If it's a kid
Well-
out there drinking beer, call the cops.
Excuse me. No, we should always call Schilling. But besides that, that's why I asked the question, so they know who to contact if they notice something.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me.
No, down. Okay, do we have anything else from the board? If not, I'm looking for a motion.
I make a motion to approve it.
So I'm looking for a second.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Hartman, seconded by Dr. Brown. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. It passes unanimously 4-0. Now, ma'am, you can go up and ask Mr. Schilling any question you want before we go to the next hearing.
Thank you, members of the LPA.
Is the ice cream truck legal that she's got on the property? with-
Ma'am, ma'am,
Sorry. I just go to him directly?
yeah, don't worry. He'll stop you if you do anything wrong.
Won't bite me, right?
Very nice of you. Thank you.
Okay,
That's what I said I was.
let's move on to the next public hearing. 456 South Ocean LLC rezoning. It is also quasi-judicial. Excuse me, okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll need Paul to come back in to get sworn in, or I can swear him in.
You could swear him in when he gets here. Clyde can take. Oh.
Okay,
Brian? Do you swear or affirm that the evidence you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
okay. Rick, do you have any ex parte? Nope. Ex parte? And I have none. Okay, it's all yours.
Chairman, members of the LPA, for the record, I'm Brian Nealon, Principal Planner with the Growth Management Department. Copy of my work history is on file with the clerk. This is a request by Gunster on behalf of 456 South Ocean LLC for a proposed amendment to the county zoning atlas to change the existing zoning district on 38 parcels of land with an approximate area of 1,913.23 acres from A1 Small Farms District to A2 and A2 Agricultural District to AR5A Agricultural Ranchette District. Included with this application is a request for a Certificate of Public Facilities exemption. The subject site is located at the northeast intersection of Southwest 96th Street and Southwest Citrus Boulevard, west of St. Lucie River, extending north to the Interstate 95 and the Florida Turnpike in Palm City. The property's zoning districts are A1 Small Farms District, consistent with the Agricultural Ranchette future land use, and A2 Agricultural District, which is consistent with an agricultural future land use. Both A1 and A2 are Category C zoning districts defined in Article 3, Division 7 of the Martin County Land Development Regulations. The property's future land use is agricultural ranchette. The A2 zoning district is inconsistent with the underlying future land use map of the county's comp plan. Therefore, this request to rezone is considered mandatory. This is just an aerial of the property. And it extends essentially from here all the way up around to here. There are two standard Category A zoning districts available to implement the agricultural ranchette land use policies of the comp plan, which are AR5A, Agricultural Ranchette District, and AR10A, Agricultural Ranchette District. In addition to the standard zoning district, the PUD, or Planned Unit Development District, is also available as an option. The PUD district offers more design flexibility to applicants for the proposed projects. In exchange, the district requires additional benefits to the county and more controls by the county. These are the development standards for the two straight zoning districts available. There's essentially no difference between them other than one requires a 5-acre lot with 1 unit per 5 acres, and the other requires a 10-acre lot minimum and 1 unit per 10 acres. Development review staff have found the 456 South Ocean LLC rezoning application to comply with all applicable regulations in the Comprehensive Growth Management Plan as detailed in the staff report. And staff recommends approval of the rezoning request by 456 South Ocean LLC from A1 Small Farms District and A2 Agricultural District to AR5A Agricultural Ranchette District. There is, the applicant is also, I'd just like to show you, has also put in an application for a Scrivener's error to correct, as you can see on our future land use map and our zoning maps, these areas that don't have a future land use or a zoning here. These rights of way, or many of these rights of ways, were abandoned, but when we created our flume, they were not captured. So there's a scrivener's error, which will be a consent item, I believe, also this coming Tuesday, to correct that. We met with the applicant and their surveyor, and the legal descriptions for this are representative of what it is. And that was it. Concludes the presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Rick, any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
I do have one question. This is a mandatory rezone, right?
Yes.
You got the clicker that load us up and. Good evening. For the record, Bob Raines with the Gunster Law Firm. I'm a land use
Did you
attorney.
turn in all your,
I was going to get to that. So, and I was going to say, before I begin our presentation, I would like for the record to reflect that I have with me the proof of notices to the surrounding property owners. And then I'm turning those in to the clerk at this time. So, again, let me just click here. How do I, is that, I'm the guy that shouldn't
you're
be.
going to get this someday, Bob.
After 28 years, you would think I would, Brian. Isn't it? Yeah, just click me one over and then Taylor can,
You want a slideshow?
yeah, just so we get
Something
to,
is,
good, it's not me, Mr. Chairman.
something is,
Oh, you can stop right there for me at the moment. Yeah, that's not,
what is, Control R?
that's fine, right there's fine. So, again, I'm a land use attorney with the Gunster Law Firm. Here with me tonight, we also have some of our consultants on our team. With Hart Howerton, we have Taylor Pankeonian, and she'll be up in just a moment to give a short presentation. And we also have Gary Williams with FRS and Associates, Inc. He's a surveyor. So, before I turn it over to Taylor, though, I'd like to just make a couple of comments. As was mentioned, this is a mandatory rezoning. I'd like to just point out the zoning designations on these properties, these A1 and A2, were actually put on this property back in 1967 when the zoning code came into effect. And as you will see a little bit later, those zoning designations originally allowed, one of the zoning designations allowed 2 units per acre, or 1 unit per 2 acres, and the other allowed 1 unit per 5 acres. And over time, we've had, of course, a number of zoning code changes, and we're here today to bring it up to date with the current code. And what we believe we're requesting is the zoning designation of AR5A, which is not only consistent with the agricultural ranchette land use designation, but is consistent with what was intended on this property dating all the way back to 1967, and actually even a little bit less intense than what was created in 1967, because the one zoning designation allowed minimum lot size of 2 acres. So with that, what I'd like to do is have Taylor come up and just give you a quick, short presentation, and also give a little bit more detail as to why the AR5A is the appropriate zoning designation. Before I let her speak, though, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Taylor Panconian, and thank you for taking the time to meet with us.
And have you been sworn in?
Yes, I believe I was.
Okay. And can you give us a quick background and summary of your educational background and work history?
Sure. I received a master's in city and regional planning from the University of Pennsylvania. I am licensed by the American Institute of Certified Planners. I have spent my career, which is over 15 years, with Hart Howerton as a planner, helping to lead their efforts in planning and entitlements and approvals.
And can you describe the document I'm handing you?
This is my CV that outlines what I've just described.
And is that a current copy?
That is?
Okay.
Yes.
So I would like to just turn that in for the record, Mr. Chairman, and I will turn it over to Taylor. And then I'll come up and make a few closing remarks when she's finished.
Sure. Again, thank you for meeting with us. Some of this has been covered in the previous presentation, but the subject property that we're discussing this evening is approximately 1,900 acres located in Martin County, Florida, and is adjacent to both 95 and Florida Turnpike. In addition to the two major roads, 95 and the Turnpike, which border the site on the north and northeast, it is also abutted by St. Lucie to the southeast. As we're starting our process, we always wanted to study the future land use map for Martin County, understanding that the future land use provides the overall context for the zoning. So the property's designation is agricultural ranchette with a minimum lot size of 5 acres. Oh, sure, sorry. And that is consistent with the surrounding properties, all shown in this tan color. There are some exceptions, however, notably in 2 properties. One is designated a rural density with a minimum lot size of 2 acres, and another is the mobile home density with a minimum lot size of 1/8 of an acre. And then the properties that are across the canal and across the turnpike, a variety of future land use types, but they tend to be consistently higher in density. The estate density, which is shown in the properties that are highlighted by the pink color, those are a minimum lot size of 1/4 acre. This then ties back to the request that was previously outlined by Bob, that we are coming before you for a mandatory rezoning from the obsolete Category C zones of A1 and A2 to the Category A zone of AR5A, agricultural ranchette. The old, outdated Category C zoning districts are A1, the small farms district with a minimum lot area of 2 acres, and then A2, the agricultural district with a minimum lot area of 5 acres. We also examined the zoning of all of the neighboring properties, and we saw that the majority of the properties to the north and the west are either zoned A2 with that minimum lot size of 5 acres, or they have already been rezoned to the AR5A, again, with that minimum lot size of 5 acres. The properties to the east are all within the urban service district as it borders the turnpike and the canal, and they represent a wider range of zoning districts, typically all at a higher density. We additionally looked at the existing development patterns surrounding the property as well, and much of the land adjacent to the site has already been developed. The PUD project to our northwest, Country Place Palm City, has already been developed at 1 DU per acre. And as noted before, the mobile home density has also been developed, again, at that 1/8 of an acre. This development pattern shows that the communities across the turnpike and the canal as well are built at consistently a higher density than the 5 acre lot minimum. So in studying the surrounding land use, the zoning, and the development patterns, we believe that rezoning to AR5A is consistent with the adjacent properties, and that the AR5A represents an appropriate transect from the higher density properties within the urban service district to the more rural areas to the west. And just restating our conclusion, that rezoning to the AR5A is consistent with the surrounding densities and is the most appropriate Category A zoning designation for the property. Thank you again.
Does anyone have any questions for the witness?
No.
Yeah, that concludes our presentation, and again, we would respectfully request, let me get on the record here.
Sure.
Thank you. We would respectfully request that you accept staff's recommendation of the AR5A, which I think what Taylor explained is appropriate, given the development patterns in the area and also the history of this property. So thank you very much. We'll be, again, glad to answer any other questions that might come up.
Okay. Does anybody want to speak? Okay, back to the board. Anybody want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Can I get a second? Have a motion and a second? Any other further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Approved unanimously. Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
No, Paul wants to ask us simple questions now.
Yes, sir. So we have For the August 21st meeting, we have at least one agenda item. So we respectfully request that if you all are going to be here.
I shall be there.
I shall be there.
I shall be there.
I will be. Thank you very much,
I'll
gentlemen.
make a motion to adjourn now.
Yes,
We don't really need one, but
I'll
go
second
ahead.